Boom, shaka, laka, boom. You've tuned in to the Free Range Human Show of Choice, your daily dose of reality radio. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I'm, of course, drum roll, Clay Edwards, live here on 103.9 FM, WYAB. That's the mothership. That's where it all originates from. Our little, let me quote my good friend, Mr. Mike Madison. We're out here at our little First Amendment outpost here in Flora, Mississippi at the Cotton Exchange Plaza every Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. But we are also now, due to some phenomenal technology, streaming worldwide in 4K on YouTube, Facebook, and X at SaveJXN. And we're also on Rumble. Search Clay Edwards Show there on Rumble. I guess at some point I could be a grown-up and change everything to Clay Edwards Show, but I don't want anybody using Save Jackson. I came up with that. That's my intellectual property, and I'm going to continue using it. I went out on a date the other night, and we took some pictures and stuff, and big group dinner, and the girl that I was out on the date with, a friend of hers or somebody she knew, sent her a text and said, "Are you dating the Save Jackson guy?" I guess there's worse things to be called than the Save Jackson guy. You know, I try to shed myself of being the whatever guy. Can I just be Clay Edwards? That's all I ask. But hey, at least they know you. At least they know you for something. So I'll definitely take being the Save Jackson guy. The live chat is up and rolling. If you want to be a part of the show on social media, drop your chat. I've got them up on the screen so everybody can see everybody's chats across all the different platforms. You guys can engage with one another. I think community building is very important. I think it's why I do 90% of what I do is for community building, for you guys to get to know me, for me to get to know y'all, and for y'all to get to know one another. And I think this live chat here on the social media platforms is going to be a phenomenal way for you guys to build some community between yourselves. That's why I started the Clay Edwards Show Facebook group. Unfortunately, with that, we had to go to moderating it and approving post because, and I don't think anybody did anything intentional. Actually, I know they didn't. But sometimes fake stuff gets spread, and Facebook has cranked down on that so bad, man, and they punish my account if one of you guys post something. Now, the comment section over here, completely different story. It's every man for themselves, every woman for themselves. So, excited about that. Let's see here. All right, hey, real quick, National Night Out is coming up, and I just got this. It's tonight. National Night Out is tonight. How about City of Pearl has got a great event, 6 p.m., City Hall complex right there at 2420 Old Brandon Road. It's going to be children's activities, food trucks, giveaways, and more. Get out and meet your law enforcement. Meet your Pearl police. I know other communities do this as well. If I know Pearl, they're going to do it big. And I don't know, I may swing by there this evening before the debate and visit it myself. I've ridden by and seen the big crowds at these national night outs, but I've never partaken in it myself. So I may stop by. I'll post this picture on my Facebook page here in a minute. But anyway, yeah, real quick, just kind of in wrapping that up about the chats, I think that's a great opportunity for you guys to all get to know one another as throughout the show. And who knows, maybe you'll meet your next husband or wife there, or somebody to do business with. An apocalypse posse, so to say. The Guns and Gear text line is 769-241-1944. The Mazda of Jackson phone line, 601-879-0002. We got our first commenter in the live chat. Good morning to you, Mr. Jason Parrish. Says first time here. First time, long time. Let's see here, man. One of the crazier stories that I've heard in a long time is that the Arayan Brotherhood, that's right, those people have attacked the blackest city in America, the Metrocenter to be exact. I'm going to unpack a story here, and I'm going to save my true opinions to the very end. I put a video up on YouTube this morning at Save JXN if you guys want to go check it out. A little bit more uncensored, so to say. And we're going to talk about the debate tonight. We're going to talk about the port workers strike. I was up last night at midnight when that, 11 our time, midnight, when it broke their time, and got a video up pretty quick about it. And I've found some easy ways to explain to people who might not understand exactly what the ramifications are. So when I say dumb it down, I don't necessarily mean that as an insult to y'all. I mean it as an insult at me. I'm going to dumb it down a little bit so even I can understand it. And I hope that'll help some of you guys who don't get to keep your finger on the pulse of everything going on and the full ramifications of this port strike. So we're going to get to that here today as well, probably here in the next segment, to be honest with you. But let's talk about the Arayan Brotherhood attacking the blackest city in America, Jackson, Mississippi. I want to see, WWT was having some audio problems with their video last night. I was hoping to be able to, let's just see real quick if by chance they fix their audio issues. Let it run through their little ad here real quick. It's 5 seconds, 4 seconds, 3, 2, 1. Let's see.
Be something you see.
No, unfortunately, they didn't get their audio fixed on that. But neither here nor there. I'll read it to you. I could put a little sauce on it, make it entertaining for you. What unfolded at the Metrocenter could be something seen on a movie set, but it's all too real for Jackson filmmaker encountering thieves while building his studio. It's something that could be seen in a movie. Now, this is me talking here. They set you up here, because I'm going to end up calling BS on this story. I'm just going to be honest with you. They're building a movie theater, a movie set, a movie studio at the old Metrocenter, which I think is cool. I dig it. It's something useful to do with that property because retail is never going to work. And they start this off by telling you this is something that could be seen on a movie set, but it's all too real for one Jackson filmmaker encountering thieves while building his studio. Curtis Nichols has been in some dangerous situations while constructing a home for his Sweet Unknown South Studios. The production company is overcoming obstacles while trying to transform the second floor of the Dillard's building into Jackson police offices and a classroom. Quote, "It's been a lot. A lot of stuff got stolen," said Sweet Unknown South CEO Curtis Nichols. That's a long name for anything. Sweet Unknown South. Anyway, he continues renovations despite contending with armed thieves breaking into the building, stealing copper, cameras, drones, construction equipment, and more. The Jackson filmmaker is in the process of building sets, editing suites, and a first-floor full kitchen. He said Jackson police informed him, and this is where the crap gets deep right here. I'm going to need one of my JPD sources to let me know if this is real, because it does not pass the smell test for Clay Edwards. He said that Jackson police informed him that Arayan Brotherhood was transporting copper to Houston for a Mexican cartel. What? They're doing what? Transporting copper to Houston for a Mexican cartel? There's a can man a block away. It ain't like the copper's got a VIN number on it. The Mexican cartel. I mean, I'm not putting anything above the Mexican cartel. I'm sure they're not above buying used copper, stolen copper, at a discounted rate. That seems a bit, I don't know, like a movie. Continuing, quote, "It's worth it for me. It's not a situation where I'm scared. I didn't even know they were the Arayan Brotherhood," said Nichols. "I just knew they had guns and they were stealing. They would come in with tools and cut their way through the doors. They were stealing my equipment." Nichols said that Jackson police has been vigilant in responding to the crimes, and he's making progress. And this is where they just kind of jump into a bunch of nonsense, but I'm going to read it anyway. This is completely unrelated to the Arayan Brotherhood and the Mexican cartel copper conspiracy. It says, "We're looking at cast right now," said the production company head. "We're looking to bring in, I can't name too many names until we have them locked in, but there's a legend that I've been in talks with, a legend who's getting his star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame next year. The area around the road leading to the studio will also get an upgrade. Metro Circle. I bet $100 that not a lick of Metro Circle gets upgraded. The last woman that had the Metro was going to build a high-rise condo and an amusement park. So, call me skeptical. Anyway, she says, it's an old parking lot, hasn't been in use, and needs a lot of repair, says Sweet Unknown South Chief Operating Officer and partner, Dr. Allison Bailey, Ph.D. Quote, there's a few places with sinkholes, so I want to fill those in and make sure the whole area is safe. In November, filming starts on the second and third seasons of the Jackson-based crime drama, The Chokwe Files. I'm just kidding. It's called The Warrant Unit. Look, so they provided a bunch of photos and videos and stuff of the so-called Arayan Brotherhood copper bandits in action. Of course, they're wearing masks, some of them. But there's some, I'm just going to tell y'all, they say nothing about making any arrests. And in these photos, there's some very up-close photos of some of these guys that they look like they caught themselves. There's one big black dude holding like an AR-15, pointing it at a Suburban, and he's taking pictures. Then there's some other scenes of JPD having some guys stopped in the middle of the road, but then they show one of these high-dollar video cameras. Like it was a scene from a movie they were filming. I mean, were there arrests, or did y'all just use some of your warrant files, your warrant unit extra footage to say that you had copper thieves? Some, you know, I want to be careful here. Allegedly, this smells like an insurance scam or something to get some attention and free press. This is what this smells like. I can't confirm nor deny that that's it. But that's where my spidey senses are going here. The Arayan Brotherhood in Jackson, I mean, black folks, the blackest city in America, all that blackity blackness y'all talk, and y'all ain't down there wrapped arm in arm like arms across America, forming an Operation Human Shield to protect the Metrocenter from the Arayan Brotherhood. Get out of here. I'm calling all y'all's blackness into question if this is true. All y'all. Do I need to get my boys together and go down there and take care of this for y'all? Does Rankin County need to come save Jackson again? Do we? I mean, we will. I mean, you're going to have to apologize to us for a few things, and I'm going to have to know you're going to have to vote for Trump. But we'll do it. I'll get the boys together. We'll come save Jackson. Let's take a break. I want to get y'all's thoughts and opinions. Kim Wade already texted in on the Guns and Gear text line, said it's BS. It doesn't pass the smell test. You know, I got this saying that I say to people when they say stupid stuff to me. I say, here's what I want you to do. I want you to go find a mirror. I want you to look in that mirror, and I want you to say that out loud to yourself in the mirror. And if it sounds stupid to you, it's probably going to sound stupid to me. That's how I do my show prep. This is the Clay Edwards Show. I'll be right back here on WYAB and all the live streaming apps. Guys, if you'll watch the live stream, you get some free extra content during the commercial breaks. But, hey, we need you to listen to and support those commercial advertisers as well. I'm going to tell you about a couple of them when we come back. We'll be right back. All right, guys, what's going on here in the live chat? Amanda Case, what's up? Hey from Atlanta. Hey from Jacktown. Jason says, do you know the actors, musicians had to buy those stars? I'm sure they do. Amanda, that's wild. Lane says, I have yet to hear anything on copper pipeline to the cartels. Yeah, Lane, I was hoping you were listening. See if you can find out anything on that for your boy. I would love to hear if that's remotely true on any level. Michelle says, because ain't no Arayan Brotherhood got nothing to do with this petty mess. Michelle, I agree. Raccoon Man 60 on YouTube says, looks like someone used the black privilege card. That's exactly what it looks like, doesn't it? Hey, real quick, guys, I want to tell y'all about a big event coming up. Really excited about this. It's not this Saturday, but next Saturday, right there at Pearl City Park. Going to be a fun time. It is the Oktoberfest. Hold on a second. Let me get that picture off the screen. Let me get that off the screen. Go back here. Oktoberfest. Next Saturday, October 12th, 2024, right there in Pearl. Going to be beer, music, food, vendors, car shows, and a kids zone. Of course, it's all free. It's right there at Pearl City Park, right on Highway 80. There's also going to be a huge gumbo cook-off. That's right, a gumbo cook-off. And look at the cash prizes in this thing, man. First place, $1,500. Second place, $1,000. Third place, $750. The most spirited booth, I guess that's the best decorated, $250. The Main Street Pearl, that's their Chamber of Commerce, basically, $500 if you're their favorite booth or gumbo cook-off, gumbo participant. I'm going to be out there. Me and Sean York-Caron, my co-host, will be out there broadcasting live. A little bit later in the day, a little bit after lunch, we got our sports show that we do at McBee's every Saturday till about lunch, but we'll haul butt over there after that. And looking forward to it. Going to be a great time. Going to be telling y'all a lot more about it. But go ahead and circle the calendar now for the big Oktoberfest event there in Pearl. Can't wait. Of course, there's going to be beer. You can't have Oktoberfest without beer. So we'll be there having a good time. All right. Let's see here. So these kind of between break. We're in commercial break on the radio, so I kind of have to just pivot to talk to you guys. Sometimes if you're new here, I'll just put a screen up, and there won't be any sound if I got to do something during the break. Sometimes I just like to chat with y'all. All right, let's see. Ryan says, for the record, Curtis didn't say it. JPD made those claims. Curtis is a stand-up guy. I just wanted to bring some clarity. Man, look, I appreciate it, but I just got lots of questions on this one. I truly do. It sounds too Hollywood to make sense for me. But wouldn't surprise me either if somebody at JPD did say that. Because there's been some DEI hires at JPD that probably didn't need to be hired. But Ryan, I do appreciate you chiming in there, brother. Good morning to you, by the way. Let's see here. But, now, and I will say this, and I'm going to say this when we come back on the radio. If it is all true, it wouldn't surprise me either. Because this is Jackson. So nothing would surprise me. I just, my spidey senses are going off. But never underestimate a Jacksonian's ability to screw something up to the 10th power. Ryan says it's all good, bro. Yeah, man. Yeah. I like to hear from both sides. Hey, if you're watching this, man, hit that share button for your brother. Wherever you're watching it, hit the like button, hit the share button. Drop a comment. Be much appreciated. That's how we beat that big tech algorithm. We let people know that people are watching. So they'll start recommending the video to others. All right, we're back. Breaking rules when necessary. Welcome back in to the most incendiary show on the radio and streaming online. Guys, I tell you what, Sean York-Caron, my co-host here and proprietor of the York-Caron law firm, decided to invest into this operation. And we got 2 brand new, fully functional 360-degree moving head cameras here for the studio. We got a switcher to make it work. So moving forward, I'm going to set it up today. Moving forward tomorrow, we're going to have a 2-camera setup in here. So we won't have to sit side by side like we're on a date to both be in the shot. And we'll be able to really, really do some cool stuff from the technology standpoint. Really excited about it, and just want to thank Sean and the York-Caron law firm for making that investment into this operation. And it's only going to help us grow. And tomorrow we've got Shad White, state auditor, coming in. to sit for an hour with us. Tomorrow's show is going to be a 3-hour show. We're going to be going from 7 a.m. all the way to 10 a.m. Shad is going to be joining us from 8:30 to 9:30. Maybe we can keep him a little bit longer. We'll see how it's all going. But, I've been critical of Shad, as has shown on the Mississippi Swindle book, the one about Brett Favre and the Tampa scandal. And he wants to come and, kind of clear the air on that. And this definitely is not going to be a fluff session. But I do have a lot of respect for Shad on the flip side. His battle and his fight to clean up corruption in Mississippi, particularly the money that our universities are wasting on DEI, the hard work he's done to help stop brain drain in Mississippi, where that's our youngest and brightest people leaving the state instead of staying here. So I have a lot of respect for Shad from that perspective. But there's a lot of things I disagree with too. And I would just like some clarity on it, and he's going to come and bring some. So mucho respecto for a politician to actually come in and have a conversation with somebody that disagrees with him. A lot of them won't do that. We got a few in the state that will. I mean, he ain't the only one by no means, but kudos to Shad on that. Real quick, if you're looking for breakfast this morning, Martin's, Livingston, stop by the Martin's Market right there. Get some gas, get whatever you may need for your normal store stop, and grab a Southern-style, made from scratch, Southern-style chicken biscuit. I know I said Southern-style twice. Southern-style chicken biscuit, deep-fried, biscuits made from scratch, hand-battered, the whole 9 yards. They have other items, too, but that's just the one that I keep gravitating towards. And if you're out that way around lunchtime, Martin's Livingston, serving one of the best blue plates in all of central Mississippi. They have a rotating meat every day, and then they have some fixed stuff you can get every day. You can't go wrong, whether it's meatloaf, smoked ribs, country fried steak, fried chicken. Try their ribeye steak gyro. You'll never eat another gyro again once you had a ribeye steak gyro. Phenomenal. Of course, the burgers are great. If you're watching your figure, you don't want anything deep fried, try the grilled chicken strips. They're awesome. They're one of the few places I've gotten grilled chicken strips where they're actually juicy and they're not overcooked. So many places overcook white meat chicken. It just blows my mind. Not Martin's. They got it figured out. So whether it's Livingston or downtown Jackson, Martin's is your destination for lunch, dinner, and late night shenanigans. They got all the sports, all the TVs. We broadcasted live from there Friday for our FAFO monthly lunch. We set up out on the big deck, which, by the way, it's gorgeous. This is deck weather if there was ever deck weather. They got 2 huge patios, one in downtown Jackson, of course, the one at Livingston. All kind of weekly specials. Check out their Facebook page, Martin's Livingston or Martin's Downtown JXN, and see what's coming up that piques your interest or suits your fancy, so to say. All right, let's read a few texts on the Guns and Gear text line. By the way, 769-241-1944. My buddy Josh says, meet us under the Cadillac. Yeah, by the way, I'm kidding. I do not want to fight the Arayan Brotherhood. That was a joke. That was a joke. I don't want all the blacks in Jackson and the Arayan Brotherhood mad at me. I got to have somebody not wanting to kill me. Let them sort it out amongst themselves. Let them sort it out amongst themselves. This ain't Rankin County's fight. Let's see here. By the way, Ryan Phillips, he's watching on YouTube. Ryan's one of our great callers and listeners. Just an inspirational individual. But Ryan did say he wanted to say something for the record. He said Curtis, that's the guy that's got the movie studio over there, says Curtis didn't say it. JPD made those claims. Curtis is a stand-up guy. Just wanted to bring some clarity. So I do appreciate that. I mean, he comes across as a stand-up guy, but I'm just telling you, man, this story, especially after watching the video with it, it's got some plot holes. He'll appreciate that as a movie guy. It's got some plot holes. Peekaboo says, I love these names. Peekaboo says, I have some headphones just like that, but they are from my Garrett Apex. How did you get them to work there? Supposedly they only work with the defectors. Oh, don't get me to line. That would be a Matt question. Matt is our our CEO and computer engineer guy. Let's see here. Unknown texter. If any of the alleged suspects were black, there is no way they would associate with the Arayan Brotherhood. AB started as a white supremacist prison gang in California. To join, you had to kill a cop. AB members have been responsible for many assaults on Leos and correctional officers. No way they would be multiracial. No, the photos that I saw, they definitely were not multiracial. They were white. Yeah, definitely, let me clear the air on that. They were not black. They were all white. There was just a picture of like a black guy who did not appear to be a cop, looked like something out of one of his movies, pointing a gun at a Suburban, and we really couldn't tell who was in the Suburban. Go to WLBT and watch the video that they got up there. The audio is messed up on it, but you can see what I'm talking about if you go to WLBT.com. And it stinks, is all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying here. Let's see here. An unknown texter. Actually, you have to be a licensed in AC work or at least a business license to sell copper to the can man. Thank you for the clarification there. I've never sold copper. Oh, man. H&H says, interesting that National Night Out is on the same night as the VP debate. Almost like they don't want us to watch it and see Tampon Tim flop. Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know. I'm with you. But I think these things are planned out pretty far in advance. These debates aren't planned. These debate dates aren't locked in quite as soon. So maybe the debaters were the ones who did that by design. All right. Did I get anything else come in? I got a source over at JP that says, well, I just spoke with someone. It is, in fact, real. Millions in copper stolen from Metro, and it is Arayan, guys. They even sent me some pics of the actual suspects. Well, I got some pics, too, of the screenshots from the video. I guess my point is this. How do we have this good of pictures of these guys? The Metro's right in the middle of Jackson. And look, it's easy to armchair quarterback this thing, right? But couldn't JPD have got there quick enough to have arrested them? I just think, man, because there's one video of the guy on the roof of the Metro. It would just seem like somebody could get there in time to catch this guy before he got off the roof. Now, in defense of that, maybe he wasn't watching the video in live time. He went back and watched the security footage after the fact. But this is in broad daylight, by the way. All of this going on in broad daylight. The Arayan Brotherhood. That's just a great chapter in the book that is Jackson lately, isn't it? The city's so broken that the AB, one of the most fiercely racist gangs in all of America, are coming in and checking y'all. Just coming in, they got such little respect for y'all that the AB coming into the blackest city in America and stealing millions of copper out of the Metro. Something that's supposed to be a beacon of pride for your community. Hometown boy coming back, turning it into a movie set. A movie studio, the Jacktown Tyler Perry. And boom, y'all at the Arayan Brotherhood? I'm just telling you, somebody's black card's getting revoked. How did y'all let this happen? Where is Brad Franklin? Where is Chokwe Lumumba? I'm just telling you. No. If I don't know, I'm trying to think of a black counterpart. We'll just say the Black Panthers from my lack of knowledge. If the Black Panthers or that Black Antifa group that's been running around came out to Rankin County trying some shenanigans like that, I'm just saying I don't think it would end the same way with just some pictures on the internet. There would probably be some sad mothers, some airbrush T-shirts of somebody with wings, doves being released, a GoFundMe being set up to pay for funerals and all that. I just expect more out of you guys. I'm just trying to hold you to a higher standard. Like an Under Armour commercial. We will protect this house. Whose house? Our house. Protect your house. Can't believe y'all let that happen. We got to take a break. We'll be right back here on the Clay Edwards Show. 103.9 FM, WYAB. Yeah, I'm saying, man, just because, I mean, I don't want to call my buddy a liar because he ain't lying, but this still don't pass the BS test for me. Like, Michael says, looks like paid actors dressed in 90s robbers uniforms. It does, man. Raccoon Man says, Arayan Brotherhood slings dope and robs banks. You know, I'm not putting this above the Arayan Brotherhood. I'm not saying they wouldn't do this. I'm just saying I'm suspicious. Michael says Alan Lichtman has predicted the last 10 presidential elections, and he's predicting a Harris win. Yeah, I mean, they all are. Well, because they're going to – well, I'm not going to get kicked off social media. Y'all know what they're going to do. Y'all know how they – if she wins it, you know how she won it. You know, I got a good text here from Kim Wade. Says the cost/numbers to transfer copper to Houston makes this implausible. I agree. It's just that's going to be my hill to die on. This is bullshit. That's my hill to die on. This is bullshit. Guys, don't forget. Join us at McBee's every Saturday morning right there in Ridgeland. Me, Sean, Yerkeron, and Derek McCoy have started a sports show, a college football kickoff gambling show. Come hang out with us, have an early morning Bloody Mary, get something to eat, watch the early games, and watch our live show. You don't have to come, but we prefer you to come. But you can watch it online and see how bad we are at picking games. Now, it's going to be a good time. I actually did pretty good on my pro picks. I'll get them all up later. College, not so much. But we had a good time. We had a good turnout. Lots of people showed up, actually. And I think we're going to call it something along the lines of this show sucks. As bad as our picks. Anyway, name jokes aside, get out to McBee's every Saturday morning, watch all the college football action with us, as we'll be there from 9:30 to noon. And then we hung out a little longer. I was there to 2 o'clock this past Saturday, having a good old time. That's McBee's right there on Lake Harbor Drive. Let's see here. Yeah, I sent those pictures I got to my cop buddy, and he said those look fake to me, like something from a movie set, and that's exactly what I'm saying. I'd like to see the real photos of them, and if they actually got arrested. Let's see, did they arrest them? I'm working on my angles over here. This is a live online investigation into what's going on here. Peekaboo says, in my personal opinion, the Brotherhood have larger means of funding. If anything, it's the white addicts hanging up on 18 panhandling. Now, with that being said, there are a lot of black addicts too. So I agree with that, Peekaboo. You could sell me on that way before it being the AB. Yeah, we're going to talk about this some more. Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show. This segment brought to you by Guns and Gear. You know, speaking of robbing folks and this, that, and the other, and protecting this house, get out to Guns and Gear and protect your house, your business, and yourself with a fresh firearm from Hunter and the team out there. Maybe you already got all the firearms you need, as if such a thing exists. They are the home of No Limit Ammo. Go out there, get stocked up, so you're locked, stocked, and loaded if the Arayan Brotherhood comes to steal your copper from your house. You can be protected. You can protect your house. Anyway, all joking aside, stop by there, Highway 51 North in Gluckstadt, right there at Yandell Road. That's Guns and Gear. You can shop them online, gunsandgearms.com. That's gunsandgearms.com. But look, man, there's nothing like just going in the gun store. I've ordered a gun online before. I think 2, actually. Not a bad ordeal at all. But, man, it's just something about going and holding that thing and just feeling it, seeing how it fits up against your shoulder, fits in your hands, how the grip feels, just everything. Highly recommend going in person and just getting the full gun store experience. It's just something about the way a gun store smells. It's like the smell of new car leather. You can't replicate it at all. Stop by, see them today. Guns and Gear, home of No Limit Ammo. Don't forget they buy guns too. If you're in a pinch, we're all in a pinch in this Biden economy. We're about to be in a bigger pinch with inflation going up because of supply and demand with this port shutdown. I'm telling you, y'all need to get out and buy some toilet paper, paper towels, all your dried goods. If you have your favorite liquor or wine or beer that's an export, you need to go on and swing by 042 Wine and Spirits and stockpile that as well. And you go by your favorite beer store and get your favorite beer, because if it's coming from out of country, it is about to be a rare commodity. Anyway, if you need to sell a gun, Guns and Gear got you covered there. They will buy guns, and of course they can take care of all your gunsmithing and Cerakoting needs as well. All right, Kim Wade texted in and brought up a phenomenal point. I love that we have such smart listeners. I really do. Kim says, the cost/numbers to transfer copper to Houston makes this implausible. And then we got another over here on our live chat from Facebook. From Facebook. Charlie says, it would take an extremely long time to strip enough copper to load a semi, and no one was there to stop any of this. I call BS. I'm with you, Charlie. Peekaboo says, in my personal opinion, the Brotherhood have larger means of funding. If anything, it's the white addicts hanging up on 18 panhandling. Now, with that being said, there are a lot of black addicts too. Peekaboo, I agree with you. If you're going to try to sell me on this, you sell it to me as the crack addicts, the meth addicts running up and down Highway 18 and 80 are doing it. I wouldn't bat an eye. I'd be like, yep, that's who's doing it. But Arayan Brotherhood and Mexican cartel in Houston, I'm out. I'm out on that, dog. I am out on this. Somebody made that up. Somebody in JPD may have made that up, because that's just too much to wrap my head around. Ryan says, yo, I need a shirt. Where can I see the new designs? Ryan, buyfafo.com. Buyfafo.com. I'm dropping the link in the chat now. Pre-orders for hoodies ends today. If you don't get your hoodie ordered today, I am going to order a few extra. But if you want to guarantee your size and design, pre-orders end today, and it could be next month before we do another. We're only going to order them once a month. They're expensive to keep in stock. I can't keep too many hoodies in stock. So I really like to pre-order them, but I got to do a minimum run of like 50 shirts and hoodies to do it, so I can support local. So anyway, just FYI. Try to get your hoodie order in today at buyfafo.com. Jacob, hold on, go back a little bit. Charlie asked, who owns the film studio? Man, it's a dude here locally. I got his name right here. Curtis Nichols. Now, they put a bunch of money over there, and he seems like a legit dude. This story just don't pass the muster test from somebody's perspective. I don't know if it's him or if it's JPD or what, but it just don't pass the test. Let's see here. Jeff says, I call BS. Peekaboo on YouTube. There's a buzz that China is also going to stifle exports to us. It hasn't hit big news yet, but they are wanting to hit us hard. So this strike and with that could knock us down a notch. Yeah, China's mad about us banning TikTok, and this is probably their way of getting back at us. Thanks, Michael Guest, and every other congressman in Mississippi. I can't say this person's name on he got a kind of a salacious YouTube name, but it says the logistics of removing $1 million of copper is impossible. That is over 1 million pounds of copper. Thank you. Jacob says it's a clever way to test the interest in a movie script. That is the first thing that came to my mind too, Jacob. Let's see here. Michael, this is a perfect example of a port shutdown and why we need more businesses to make their stuff in the United States versus overseas or out of country. Amen. And let's see here. Raccoon Man. It's an inside job and it's insurance scam, just like the arson scam. Now, let's say that allegedly. It does reek of something of that nature, doesn't it? And I don't want to sit here and accuse the guy and us be wrong, because I will say, because we're not accusing, we're speculating here. I will say that it is Jackson, Mississippi, and nothing would surprise me. But the logistics of this, that math ain't mathin', as they would say. Peekaboo. Yeah, those blackout tag hoodies are the bang. Y'all got to get one. Thank you, man. I am very proud of them. And Michael also suggests possible insurance scam. So let's do this. Let's shift gears here to end the first hour. Let's go to this video I got of this girl doing a bang-up job explaining exactly what's going on with this port strike, I mean. She did a heck of a job. I said, you know what, instead of me trying to regurgitate that and make it make sense, I'm just going to play this video. It's about 3.5 minutes long. It's clean. You ain't got to worry about anything if you got kids in the car. If I could just get my screen to pull up. Woo-wee, the internet goes slow some mornings. It does indeed go slow some mornings. All right, I'm just about there. It's the final countdown.
About 45,000 union members.
All right, hold on one second. We're almost there, guys. I promise. We're catering to 2 audiences here, so I got to do one quick thing. We're almost there. All right, we're there. Boom, here we go.
At the stroke of midnight, about 45,000 union members across 14 ports in the East and Gulf Coasts from Maine to Texas are going on strike. And no matter where you live, this strike will likely impact your everyday life and your wallet. You may also want to stock up on your favorite beer, wine, and liquor. I'll explain why in a second. So first, what's happening? Well, the International Longshoremen's Association, which is the union for port and dock workers, has been in contract negotiations with the United States Maritime Alliance, which represents these ports and mostly international shippers, for months. The union says their dock and port workers are opposed to fully automated practices at ports that would eventually leave their members without a job. And they say their workers deserve a pay raise, especially because of what the union describes as huge profits these shipping companies are raking in. The ILA says those companies want to enjoy rich billion-dollar profits that they are making in 2024 while they offer ILA longshore workers an unacceptable wage package that we reject. Well, these negotiations have now broken down, and as a result, the United States Maritime Alliance filed an unfair labor practice charge against the ILA with the National Labor Relations Board. Basically, they said the ILA was not negotiating in good faith. The Maritime Alliance says, we value the work of the ILA and have great respect for its members. We have a shared history of working together and are committed to bargaining. But there is no bargaining happening right now, and if there is no deal by midnight, as I said, those 45,000 longshoremen will walk off the job. The longshoremen who work on the West Coast are not directly involved in this strike. So what does the strike mean for you? Well, these 45,000 longshoremen work at the ports that handle about half of the imports and exports the United States deals with on any given day. I'm talking about everything from bananas to cars to wine and beer. So if they're off the job, that means all that stuff that usually comes into or out of the United States through those huge shipping containers, through those ports, will at best be delayed and at worst just won't arrive or will just sit at the port and will not be distributed. Now, in anticipation of this strike for the last few months, lots of this cargo has been rerouted to the West Coast where the longshoremen are still on the job. But there's an issue with that, too, because pretty soon there's going to be a backup on the West Coast with all these extra ships and cargo containers, which will likely delay things even further. And here's the thing. Delays cost money, not just for the shipping companies, but for you and me. Remember, it was a breakdown in the supply chain, which is what this would be, that caused that spike in inflation during and after the pandemic. And depending on how long this strike lasts, you may also see price increases because certain goods just won't be available. The American Farm Bureau estimates a strike of this magnitude for agriculture imports alone for just 1 week could cost more than $1.4 billion, and a 1 week strike of agriculture exports could cost about $320 million. The American Farm Bureau says these ports handle more than 75% of banana imports into the United States, 90% of imported cherries, 85% of canned food, and 80% of chocolate. And these particular ports also handle 80% of the imported beer, wine, whiskey, and scotch, and 60% of imported rum. So if you have a favorite imported beer, wine, or liquor, you may want to pick that up while it's...
All right, we'll be right back here on the Clay Edwards Show to land the plane for hour one. We got a whole nother hour to go. I think old girl does a great job of that. I'm gonna drop the link to that in the chat here in case anybody wants to share that or show that to somebody else later. I just thought it was a quick, easy way to explain what was going on. She did a great job. I actually just added her to my favorites. She got a bunch of videos kind of explaining the news in layman's terms, which that's how you got to explain things to Clay Edwards in layman terms. Here's the link to that. Y'all should be able to see it if you're watching on Facebook or YouTube. Good stuff there. All right. My light just went out. I got to charge it up. Anyway, hey, that was a good first hour of radio, man. Y'all were bringing the heat in the comments and in the Guns and Gear text line. Great job to the listeners out there this morning. Real good job. Let's see here. Somebody just texted and asked, can they get the link to that video? Let me find that. See if I can share that. Where my favorites at? So I try to help my listeners out. When y'all ask for stuff, I try to send it to you. I'm sending somebody a link on the Guns and Gear text line. There you go. Roger says, I'll tell you what, we'll read all the text when we get back on the radio. There's no point in kind of blowing the load here in the commercial break. Ryan says, can I have $100? Ryan, I was hoping you'd let me hold $100, brother. Let's see here. Who y'all think's going to win the debate tonight? Tampon Tim or Vance? Smart money's on Vance. Not that there's actually real winners or losers. We're all the losers. We are all the losers. I mentioned 042 Wine and Spirits. Y'all get by there today, right there, Highway 80 in Brandon, right next to Sonny's Barbecue. Locally owned, locally operated. Support these businesses that support us, man. And just go ahead and stockpile whatever your favorite import is. You got a wine coming from overseas that you like, that your wife likes. You got a tequila coming from somewhere. You might want to, I don't know, tequila comes from Mexico. So I don't know that it has to get on a cargo ship. But either way, plenty of other stuff does. You're going to want to stockpile it. Good Russian vodka. Let's see here. Man, so many good comments. I'm saving the comments for when we come back to the top of the hour. We'll circle back on y'all's comments. So just keep them coming in. Let's see. But yeah, that's 042 Wine and Spirits located right there next to Sonny's Barbecue. I went in there the other day and got a bottle. I was trying to get a bottle of that Frankenstein 19 Crimes with the cool glow-in-the-dark bottle, They were sold out by the time I got there, but I did get a bottle of a good blend of 19 Crimes. That's become my favorite wine. I'm not a big wine drinker, but that bottle was good. 19 Crimes is good. I really wanted that Snoop Dogg, that fashizzle. All right, I'm going to go quiet for just a second. We're about to be coming back from the commercial break to land the plane for hour one. Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show. We got about a minute here before our top of the hour break. That is a 7-minute break. We'll be back at 8:07 for a whole another hour. You guys have been on fire in the live chat and in the text messages this morning. If anybody wants that link to that TikTok, holler at me. I'll send it to you. I just sent it to one of our good listeners there. People in the chat got a lot of opinions on this alleged copper theft. And look, I was just telling them, y'all need to get over to 042 Wine and Spirits today. Get your favorite bottle of imported wine or liquor. Because hey guys, if your wife's got a favorite bottle of wine, you don't want her to be without. Happy wife, happy life. I'd go on a stockpile, buy a case of whatever her favorite is if it's an import. Right there next to Sonny's Barbecue, 042 Wine and Spirits, Brandon's first liquor store and voted Brandon's best liquor store. We'll be right back on the Clay Edwards Show in 7 minutes. All right, guys, I got to use the bathroom and get a couple things ready for hour two. I'm gonna throw the little screen up here, the little ad screen. Y'all stay tuned. Don't leave. Hit the share button. We will be right back on the Clay Edwards Show. Boom, shaka. Boom, shaka-laka boom. You have tuned back in to the free-range human show of choice, your daily dose of reality radio. Coming back at you live here on 103.9 FM WYAB, as well as the TuneIn app and Alexa. Just search WYAB if you're out on the road. You can always stream it worldwide at WYAB.com. That's the best way if you want a WYAB app and you want to consume content other than just the Clay Edwards Show off this great radio station. If you just if you got an iPhone, go to Safari, go to WYAB.com, hit the Listen Now button, and hit the little save to your home screen. And boom, it's just like having a WYAB app on your phone. I've got it on my home screen, my front page of my home screen, so I can listen to Jameson Haygood, Chip Matthews, Kim Wade, Mike Madison, Matt Bishop, and our other cast of rotating characters we have here at WYAB. Just Patriot Radio. I mean, it really is. You get the unbridled truth on this radio station, unlike anything I've ever seen. We could film a reality show here. Y'all remember that Weird Al Yankovic movie, UHF, from the 80s? We could 100% film a movie / reality TV show here like UHF with the cast of characters we have here. From the people behind the scenes, like Cliff and Matt and Josh and Danielle, to everybody you hear on the behind the microphones. It is a interesting cast of people, and I mean that as a high compliment, by the way. But there's a lot of quirky personalities here at WYAB. I didn't mean to get on a tangent there, but man, these are good folks. I hope you just rip the knob off when you land on WYAB every day. I got in somebody's car the other day, and they had it on WYAB. I was like, well, that's pretty dang cool. I said, that means I know you're listening to my radio show. I like you more already. It was actually my lady friend I went out on a date with the other night. We rode in her car to go somewhere and got in. It was just on 103.9. I was like, look at you. You didn't even know I was going to end up in your car. And you were listening. I like it, man. We're waking up a whole group of people here on the Clay Edwards Show and across this station. People that had never listened to talk radio before are listening now. Because we're not controlled by some big corporate entity. We're not controlled by anybody. And they like it. They like the truth. They like what we call real talk radio. reality radio. I love being in your vehicles every morning. I love it when I meet you guys and I get to meet your kids. You're like, this is Mr. Clay. You hear him on the radio every morning. That is so cool to me. I interviewed Patience Wolf a couple days ago, yesterday. Now, she's Trailer Park Pretty. She got a huge following on social media, from TikTok to everywhere else. And that was one of the things we talked about, is your profile becomes a little more public and you do stuff in the media and make videos and whatever. Is how many young people are listening. And I really try to be cognizant of that with my language at times, but sometimes I get fired up. This is real. I ain't fake. When y'all hear me mad back here, I ain't fake mad. It's real mad. It's real frustration. And sometimes that boils over into my language, and I do apologize. All right. Real quick, you got to pay the bills. It's these great sponsors we have here at WYAB. In particular, my friends down at Mercy House Auto Center, right there in Crystal Springs, Mississippi. If you're looking for a vehicle in that $10,000 to $20,000 price range, get over to Mercy House Auto Center today and let them get you rolling. Good credit, bad credit, no credit. There's a good possibility that they can help you out no matter what. But you're going to have a little money down if you're on the bad credit side, or the no credit side. But that don't mean they can't get you rolling. But with that said, but the real reason for advertising is to drive their vehicle sponsorship, vehicle donations up. Guys, if you got an old vehicle, running or not, reach out to Mercy House Auto Center and let them come pick it up. They'll bring the truck or trailer or tow truck or whatever out there. They'll get it out your driveway. You just got to have a clear title for it. And you're going to get a tax write-off for that thing, a tax deduction. That's real money at the end of the year that you ain't got to pay Uncle Sam, or that you'll get back from Uncle Sam, however you do it. Business owners, you got a fleet of vehicles that have expired, that's outlived their usefulness. You got to need to upgrade so you can get that next tax write-off before the end of the year. Don't deal with the hassle of trading these in to a dealership that's just going to give you pennies on the dollar. Donate them. Let them help fund the Mercy House Adult and Teen Challenge operation to help put fathers back in homes and beat addiction, and you get the tax write-off, which probably end up being more money than you would have got on the trade-in. That's a win-win-win where I'm from. Reach out to them today, mercyhouseautocenter.com. All right, let's jump back in to the to the chats here. Ryan, just kind of coming off what I was just saying there about having the kids in the car. Ryan says she loves the introduction to your show. She's only 9 years old. Well, if she's still in the car, tell her I said good morning. And I kind of jumped in at the last chat there, but man, look, I love meeting y'all's kids. I met some folks the other day I was at Cypress Point there at the grand opening of their new sports bar, Cameron's Garage. I'd gone that Friday night, and I sat at the bar. These people recognized me. They bought me a beer, and they just moved here from Texas. And we just sat and had a good talk for a while about how they ended up in Mississippi, and they work from home and remote, so it said it really didn't matter where they lived, and the property value had gotten so high, people moving from California to Texas, that they just couldn't justify not selling their home and making that lick. So they're living right over here off that road that McLean's Lodge is on. And I can never remember the name of that road at times. Not McLean, but Cypress Point. But neither here nor there. So I went back that next day, the Saturday, and I did a live remote to kind of kick off my live remotes and kind of work the bugs out of it. And they brought their kids up there, and I got to meet their kids. And I just thought that was so cool because they were like, the kids are fans of the show. I was like, man, I always tell the story, and I'm still friends with him to this day, is Sean Galot with Z106. Sean, I still run into him here and there. I actually saw him Saturday morning out at McBee's. When I was a young kid, probably 12 years old, obviously a big rock music fan, I've listened to Z106 and 98 Rock and all that stuff. And Sean Galot would go do live remotes, and my parents would take me. And a lot of times it was like a battle of the bands or concerts or something like that. And Sean always treated me almost like I was an adult. Always respectful, always nice. Gave me shirts and CDs, whatever they were giving away, which is always so cool to me. And I never forgot that. As I got older, I always remembered that name, Sean Galot. Then when he worked for the Braves, we did some business together, and still to this day, I know he gets tired of hearing me tell the story. Or anytime if I'm with somebody, I always introduce them and tell them the story. He's probably tired of hearing it by now. But he was so nice to me and treated me so kind. And actually treated me like you would want somebody to treat a fan. And I just always said if I ever had that opportunity to be in that position, that's how I want to treat people. And that's how I try to treat y'all's kids and you guys when I meet y'all. So anyway, shout out to Sean Galot this morning. All right, Holly Bush Road. Thank you, Roger. Holly Bush Road. Yeah, I love that area out there. Let's see here. Peekaboo says, Clay, probably can't say this on the air, but when you need that classic country music, hit the Legend 93.5. Look, I've got 93.5 saved on my favorites when I do need that classic country. And look, Jackson just got a brand new rock station. Probably not supposed to say this either, but YOLO 93.1. Same folks that have it. I support music. I'm a big music fan. So let's see here. All right, the live chat is actually caught up for the most part. Michael says, actually it's not. Let me go back here. We've been talking about, if you're just tuning in, we've been talking about the Arayan Brotherhood allegedly stealing millions of dollars worth of copper out of the metro, transporting it to Houston, and selling it to the Mexican cartel. Now, this is the story that JPD is going with. Now, they're saying it is an active investigation. They have not come to the conclusion. They have not closed their investigation, saying this is what happened. But people in the comments, and myself included, are questioning the legitimacy of these claims. That math ain't mathin', as they say. Somebody texted in and said it would just the amount of sheer space you would need on an 18-wheeler to fit $1 million worth of copper. I mean, maybe that's street value. I don't know, but they ain't getting that. Let me pull the text up. Give me 2 seconds here. You got to hit reload every time you do this. All right. Roger says, what's probably going to happen with the whole Metro debacle, they're going to get the real Arayan Brotherhood worked up and actually have them on and do stuff. That you're probably right. And he also says if they reroute them to the West Coast, all right, this is talking about the shipping debacle, the port strike. He said if they reroute them to the West Coast, we will not get half of what we need because California will not allow trucks that do not use DEF into the state. Roger, that is an amazing point there, my friend. I did not even consider that. Thank you to everybody else who texted in, Woodrow and Mansplain about Holly Bush Road, too, by the way. Let's see here. Blake says, why aren't Jacksonians calling out the real racists for stealing copper? They are quick to call something racist that isn't racist. Yeah, look, man, I'm trying to shame them into calling them out here. Like, look, man, you got the real racisms. Call them out. Let's see here. Michael says, this is a perfect example. Oh, yeah, we already read the port shutdown thing. Raccoon Man suggests it's an inside job. And Peekaboo says, yep, those black. Okay, we already read those. A lot of people in the comments are suggesting insurance scam. Michael says, those saying insurance scam. Does the state of Jackson own the Metro Center? Does the state insure all of their repossessed properties? Well, the insurance on that, Michael, would be because this guy is leasing the building. So the insurance scam would be if he had an insurance on his equipment in there. So I guess that would be the scam, is if he had to file an insurance claim on his drones and cameras and other construction equipment he's claiming got stolen. So I think just to kind of clear that up a little bit. Let's see here. Roger says the real racist people are the ones that have ripped all the copper wires out of the street lights on I-20. Man, it's back being dark basically my entire trip from Brandon to Flora now. And so I'm getting to experience driving through Jackson at dark again, and they still have not fixed those street lights. I mean, I know it's in the cards. They're working on it. MDOT is. It's a shame MDOT and the rest of the state are having to pay for this because Jackson gone Jackson. And this is a great example of when some jackass from Jackson tells you if you don't live here, If you don't live here, positive solutions only. If you don't live here, your opinion don't matter. You don't get to talk about Jackson. Yes, we do. Sit down. Bless your heart. Yes, we do get to talk about Jackson. We do get to talk about Jackson because every time you blink around here, somebody is lowering the street lights on the interstates and still on the copper out of them while all of y'all are riding around being idiots. Not calling the cops. Y'all don't, you ever heard the expression, see something, say something? More like, y'all don't get to complain about the street lights not working. If you didn't see something, say something. I didn't plan on getting fired up about Jackson this morning. I really didn't. But just thinking about how they've let this city go. They can't keep their street lights working. I hate to ask, but what's next? What's next? What thing that nobody could ever anticipate not working is going to stop working because Jackson going to Jackson? Because these people cannot run a city. Nobody ever anticipated a massive water failure. Somebody commented on my YouTube video the other day about the water and said, who would have thunk it? That you could go rent a industrial pump and the whole thing would start working again. The city of Jackson damn sure didn't. Brad says, I can't believe the Metrocenter is still standing. They're burning everything vacant down. It is a bit of a modern marvel that it has survived as long as it has. That's for sure. Roger says it's been 3 years running with the street lights out. And frankly, longer than that at some points because they did fix them at first, and they said they have fixed it more times than the budget allows. Steven says turn the Metro into a jail. Well, frankly, that's probably what they should have done, but they're fixing to build this massive, they're fixing to turn the whole hill in South Jackson into a jail. I'm sure Michael Joe Cannon over there at Cannon Nissan is absolutely ecstatic about them turning all that into a jail. I don't know, maybe that's good for business. Nissan Altima drivers can get out of jail and then go buy a Nissan Altima. Then end up right back in jail. Big Altima energy. Lloyd says, if you're looking to make a reality show about WYAB, I hear there's a new film studio in the metro area. I think we'll just use the cameras that we got for the studio here. I don't think there will be any need to step foot into Hinds County. All right, let's take our first break of the second hour here. When we come back, we're going to tighten up and actually talk about some other stuff this morning. This is the Clay Edwards Show. It's a debate Tuesday, a VP debate. Has there ever been a VP debate with as much hype as this one? I'm pretty fired up about it. I didn't give two flips about it last time with Pence and the strong, independent black women. She goes, a black woman's talking. Excuse me. I wonder what accent. Well, never mind. It's not Kamala tonight. It's old loose wrist, limp wrist Tim Walz. Did y'all see him flip the crowd off at Michigan the other day? Classy. You stay classy, Tim Walz. If Vance had done that, they would have said it was some racisms. We'll be right back. We're back. Welcome back in to the Clay Edwards Show here live on the WYAB as well as the Save JXN YouTube, Facebook, and X account and the Clay Edwards Show Rumble page. You guys have actually been showing up over there to Rumble. I'm looking at the numbers. You free speech lovers, you First Amendment patriots. Hey, man, we got a new partner on the show. Been excited about this. My cigar guys, something tells me my buddy Ryan is going to really appreciate this. Havana Smoke Shop in Jackson and Havana Cigars on the Res are now premier partners here on the Clay Edwards Show. Really excited about it. They're also your premier destination for hand-rolled premium cigars in the Jackson metro area. Oliva, Arturo, Fuente, Liga Privada. Y'all can tell I don't know how to pronounce a lot of these names. Let me try that again. Oliva, Arturo Fuente, Liga Privada, Romeo y Julieta, Macanudo. I tell you what, I'm going to learn how to pronounce these. We're going to skip to the end of that. And, of course, Perdomo cigars, to name a few. Come by either Havana Smoke Shop on 55 North Frontage Road or Havana Cigars on the Res off Spillway, right down the road from Willie B's Steakhouse, and get your favorite premium cigar and accessory. Man, look, these guys have been in business for a while. These are good folks. I've had a chance to meet with them a couple times. They own several other businesses here in town, too. So if you're looking for a new smoke shop, or somewhere to pick up all your smoking accessories, including the tobacco, hit up the Res or Havana Smoke Shop in Jackson. Yeah, Havana Smoke Shop and Havana Cigars. That's exciting, man. I will learn how to properly pronounce these cigar brands. I have to talk to somebody. Peekaboo in the chat says Privada is a good cigar. Man, that's one of the names I've definitely heard. I'm familiar with that. Arturo Fuente, Liga Privada, and, of course, Perdomo. I've definitely heard of Perdomo. I need somebody to, show me how to properly smoke a cigar, because the time or two that I did it and it wasn't a blunt, I must have did something wrong. But it definitely seems to be something that people enjoy doing. Good glass of whiskey, bourbon. Go by Wine 042, get you a good bottle of bourbon, swing by Havana, get you a good cigar, and just sit back on the patio, enjoy some college football, some pro football. I mean, that all sounds awesome. That sounds like something Clay Edwards would enjoy to the 10th power. To the 10th power. Now, are these cigars good for busting down and turning into blunts? I don't know. I've never done that. I wouldn't do it anymore. All right. All joking aside, John says, I'd be happy to share a good smoke with you. John, I may take you up on that, my brother. I may take you up on that. All right, I'm just clearing through some text here to make sure we're not missing anything from you guys. Tony chimes in. We're still talking about this copper, the Arayan Brotherhood copper theft, and the Mexican cartels. Tony says $1 million worth of copper is 219,298,245 pounds. Sounds like an inflated value to get more insurance money. Is that right? It's almost a quarter billion pounds of copper. We sure about that, Tony? That seems awfully high. I mean, I've never priced copper. I've had to replace some because of crackheads before. Man. All right. Ryan says don't inhale. Bubba, everybody says don't inhale. I thought y'all were joking. So you're not supposed to inhale. That's what I did wrong. That's what Bill Clinton meant by he didn't inhale. I get it now. It's all starting to make sense. Yeah, but look, all joking aside, super excited to have both Havana shops here on the show now. We're going to be telling you a lot about them. I'm going to swing by them and get some video and pictures and stuff to share with you guys. These are the type sponsorships that I really like to activate and get folks excited about. So we'll be doing that. Well, who would have thunk it? I grew up but I listened to Bo Bounds for years talking about whiskey and cigars on his show. And here I am talking about whiskey and cigars on my show that I never thought I would have. Life comes at you fast sometimes, doesn't it? Man, let's do some random stuff here. Let's have a little fun. Here is Tim Walz being mighty. He comes across pretty nervous to me. Comes across really nervous about tonight, about his debate with J.D. Vance. Did you know that Pete Buttigieg is filling in for Vance in the debate practice for Tim Walz? Like if I'm JD Vance, I'm insulted that they're using Pete Booty Juice, a jag, to fill in for me. That is insulting. That'd be like them using Chokwe Lumumba to fill in for me. Let's listen to Tim Walz try to deflect a little bit here.
Like all regular people I grew up with in the heartland, JD studied at Yale, had his career funded by Silicon Valley billionaires, and then wrote a bestseller trashing that community. Come on! That's not what middle America is. And I gotta tell you, I can't wait to debate the guy.
See, he just adjusted his earpiece there. Somebody's telling him what to say.
That is, if he's willing to get off the couch and show up. So.
Oh, he made the couch joke. He did the couch thing, guys. He made the couch joke. I want to circle back to something else he said here. Because this one hit a little personal for me. This one hit just a little bit personal. And I like how Tim Walz suggests that, going to Yale or going to a good college. Now, look, I'm not a big pro-college guy. But I like how he suggested that people from the Midwest, they don't go to them fancy schools. That ain't a very Midwest thing to do. Like, what is a Midwest thing to do? Lie about your military experience? Have a floppy wrist? Questionable sexuality? Is that a Midwest thing to do? Because you check off a lot of those boxes, weird dude.
Had his career funded by Silicon Valley billionaires.
Silicon Valley billionaires out there. If anybody wants to fund Clay Edwards, I am coin operated. I can be funded. I can be. I'm not saying I'm always going to stick to the script, but I can I now accepting Silicon Valley funding. Just putting that out there.
And then wrote
what's the mouth? Closed mouths don't get fed. All right, here's the part that actually got me fired up here. I'm going to shut up and actually play this. This is the part that makes me mad.
And then wrote a bestseller trashing that community. Come on.
I started a Facebook page trashing my community. Doesn't mean I'm wrong. He wrote a bestseller about the drugs that had taken over his community. Is that wrong? Is that wrong? Of course it's not. Let's see here. Somebody says Tampon 10 gives off major John Wayne Gacy vibes on the Guns and Gear text line. They put him on the ticket. I mean, these words out of Sean's mouth, a Democrat. They put him on the ticket because he went viral with that weird thing, calling J.D. Vance weird. That has got to be the worst reason ever. This guy may be the worst VP pick in history. Well, him and Mike Pence. Punk Pence. Let's see here. I'm kind of perusing through all my notifications here on X. I follow some good stuff here, so it's usually where I get half my show prep from. Let's see if anything interesting has happened. But I'm gonna tell y'all, man, just food for thought. We'll first have to take a break real quick. Food for thought. Get out to the store today. Don't go panic buy anything. Don't do anything silly. Remember, you got neighbors that need stuff too. Don't go buy 2 years worth of toilet paper. But I'm just a friendly reminder here. Go get you a big 24-pack or whatever your family may need, a couple weeks worth. Go get some soap, some body washes. Just go get your essentials. Depending on what kind of diet you eat, my food ain't coming from overseas. I'm eating stuff made mostly made farm to table right here in Mississippi. So I'm not as concerned about that. But, of course, people are going to start buying that. If you can stockpile, I do recommend stockpiling some good fresh meat. Of course, it ain't fresh if you freeze it, but you know what I mean. And use it as a good opportunity to quit eating that trash boxed food, that manufactured food. You know, go down to your favorite locally owned grocery store or Stonington Farm when they're up here. Get you a whole slab of ribeye. Get you a bunch of good hamburger meat. You know, grass-fed, locally sourced. There's plenty of good farms around here. Use this as a good opportunity if there is a shortage in the supply chain to quit eating trash food. If your food is being shipped over here from another country, you don't need that food, homie. You don't need that. Baby Yoda says, Tim definitely seems like he would try to wear your skin for his birthday. It puts the lotion on the skin. It puts the lotion on the skin. We'll be right back here on The Clay Edwards Show. All right, let's talk through the chat here. Let's work the chat during the break. Steven says, we only get our beef from Stonington Farm now. Look, I get all my hamburger meat from them and my chuck-eye steaks. I just can't quite swing the ribeyes, man. They're just a little high for my taste. So I go down to but I get everything else from them. But almost $20 a pound for ribeye. I just eat too much of it to do that. Maybe if I didn't eat as much, I would. But I always like mine cut a little thicker, like 2 inches. I like to cook one steak and get 2 meals out of it. So I go down to Pillahatchee to Fairway Foods, and I just buy the whole ribeye from them, bring it back home, slice it myself. They will slice it for you. Last time I asked them, told them 1.5 inches. I think they heard me wrong, did it a 1/2 inch. So I was like, you know what, I'll do it myself. But you can usually get them well under $10 a pound there. Let's see here. Lindsay says a couple of weeks worth of food adds up quick at her house. It does, man. It does. You got 6 of y'all over there, man. It's definitely going to add up quick. I hate it. Let's see here. Michael talks about copper, $3.50 per pound average, up to $4. Gosh dang. Well, it wouldn't take that much to get $1 million worth then, would it? Amanda says, thank you. I would definitely take the compliment here. She says, you seem cool. I wish I knew you in person. Well, you need to know me here on the interwebs. It's just like knowing me in person. I'm way more interesting on the computer than I am in real life. Amanda also says, no, it's not wrong. It's bringing awareness to a situation that most of America is dealing with either personally or with someone they know. Absolutely. You sticking our heads in the sand and pretending things ain't going on ain't fixing nothing. Ain't fixing nothing. Baby Yoda, good morning to you too, my friend. Good morning, good morning. Let's see here. Ryan, something told me you would know somebody over there at Havana. I knew you like to go enjoy a good smoke. We'll have to meet up there one day, have a drink and smoke one. Peekaboo says, yeah, you don't smoke them like a blunt. Actually, you aren't supposed to inhale. You can tell my dad never smoked cigars. But this is something a dad should teach their son. But my dad just was not a cigar guy. Y'all give me 1 second. I'm trying to find us something to talk about here for this last segment of the day. Trying to decide if I want to go local or national. Just seeing if there's any stories that jump out at me. I mean, we can just sit here and read comments for the whole show, but yeah, I don't know that everybody else enjoys that as much as I do. Welcome back into the Clay Edwards Show here live on WYAB. Hey guys, Burgers, Blues, Barbecue, round 3 of the Cordless Corner Unplugged Music Competition is tomorrow night. I'll be out there in downtown Brandon, broadcasting live starting around 5 p.m. I'll go till almost 6:30, 6:45. We'll give you something to talk to, hear about on your ride home. If you're not listening to Kim Wade, feel free to flip it over. Check out the live stream. We'll be interviewing some of the participants, maybe some of the staff at Burgers and Blues, maybe Bo, the promoter. We'll talk about human trafficking. We'll talk about all the money they're raising to fight human trafficking and more. But, hey, in the meantime, don't wait for tomorrow night to come out to Burgers Blues Barbecue. But I will say this, if you are coming tomorrow night, you may want to get there early. As big as that patio is, as much seating is out there on that patio, it fills on up. The competition starts at 7, and these participants are bringing crowds with them because there's a lot of crowd reaction that's involved in the judging. So they're bringing the crowds with them, and they are not making it easy for everybody else to get a seat. And that's a good thing. That means we're having a lot of energy and a good time. But look, if you're looking for lunch today, man, don't forget, Burgers Blues Barbecue just expanded over to Dogwood. They're right in front of Dick's Sporting Goods. Get by there for breakfast. That's right. Right now, if you're over in the Dogwood area, stop by. Grab some chicken and waffles or whatever else you want for breakfast off the menu there. They got Southern style made from scratch chicken biscuits too, and much, much more. If you don't want something fried, they got you. Get a fruit bowl. Stop by, enjoy them. Hey, maybe you're one of those people that works that third shift at the hospital. Maybe this is your 5 o'clock right now. You're just getting off from that third shift. You want a mimosa, maybe a Bloody Mary, maybe a draft beer. I'm a draft beer guy. $1 off, all that at the bar right there. That's right. Get you some chicken and waffles and a Bloody Mary or mimosa for breakfast this morning. Or who don't like chicken and beer? Get you a draft beer of your choice. So don't forget they got blue plate specials every day at all 3 locations, with Madison and Flowood serving breakfast. Downtown Brandon does not do breakfast. But other than that, everything else is the same. Check out their Facebook pages for all their music listings. Each location has its own Facebook page, so pick the one that closest to you that you're going to frequent the most. Follow it and keep up with who their live entertainment is throughout the week, because they've always got it there at Burgers Blues Barbecue. Don't forget to use them for your food truck needs. They got 2 food trucks for all your special events, and they can handle catering 5 to 5,000 people. All right, let's see here. Where do we want to land the plane at today? We got a few minutes left. It's just like eeny, meeny, miny, mo on these topics. If I could get my computer to work. The story of my life, waiting on computers to go back to the page that I want them to go to. The internet out here in Florida is not as fast as it is in downtown Brandon. We will just say that. Did y'all see this story about the 2 teenagers that got arrested after shooting into a crowd in Jackson? I mean, this is just one of those most useless, senseless, idiotic shootings that I've heard of in a while. And that's saying something. Now, nobody got shot, thankfully. But it was not from a lack of effort. Let's listen to Maggie Wade here tell the story.
2 teenagers are now behind bars after shooting into a crowd in Jackson. It happened Saturday in the 3600 block of South Frontage Road. 2 vehicles were shot into. One of them was occupied at the time of that shooting. Fortunately, no one was injured. The suspects fled in a white SUV to a nearby gas station. Officers found the vehicle and arrested a 14-year-old and a 16-year-old. They were arrested on multiple charges, including aggravated assault.
A 14-year-old and a 16-year-old just randomly riding by, shooting into a crowd of people, and actually hit a vehicle. You know, there's that crazy guy that I've had to press charges on and stalking charges and all that. They're just crazy, psychotic guy. I've always just referred to him as my gay stalker. And he's always talked about, when he talks about trying to get somebody to kill me, paying one of these little young thugs to do it. And it's, rarely do I take any stuff like that serious, but this guy's mentally ill, so I do take him serious, because when crazy people tell you something, listen. When he talked about that, though, I was like, this guy's really, really lost his mind, because these little young thugs, they will do it. They will cross county lines. They do not care. They are killers. They're not little scholars, like JPS says. They're little killers, like Clay Edwards says. What did I say? Like JPS says? Yeah. Anyway, there's a problem. I know we talk about it a lot, but y'all don't understand how bad it's going to get here over the next few years with this current generation of little young Jacksonians. And if your kids are good kids and you're doing all you can to raise your kids right, I'm not talking to y'all. So please know that. I'm talking about the little South Jackson Talibanians, the little Al-Qaeda members running around town at 14, 15 years old, shooting into vehicles here. These people are, if they don't eliminate each other completely, they're going to grow up into adults at some point. And we're going to have to contend with these folks till they're either dead or in jail. And one of those options is going to cost us a lot of money. We've got a bad situation brewing in America, and we're bringing in, Baby Yoda says, ghetto goblins. I mean, they're like gremlins that ate after midnight. Which one is it with the gremlins? They get wet, they multiply. They eat after midnight, they turn into the green creatures. I mean, that's what it is. I mean, some of these mamas over there just spitting out little gremlins, and they're just terrorizing these neighborhoods. Van Conrad just says, they think it's a video game. Look, every time I turn on the news, if y'all follow my TikTok videos and all that, I always use the reference. They're turning Jackson into a scene out of Grand Theft Auto 5. Hell, what they're trying to do, they don't want to be a scene in the movie. They want the next GTA game to be called GTA JXN. They want the whole video game to be Jackson. And they're doing their dang best to make that a reality. It's insanity. And we're not doing anything about it. Capitol Police came in and gave a big chunk of, or took a big chunk of patrolling area from JPD so they could focus their efforts on some of these bad areas. And man, look, I'm sure it ain't from a lack of effort, but it ain't making a difference. They said they got over 2,000 arrests from that Operation Unity deal. I'd like to know some more details on that. That's a big number. Where did you put those people? How were they processed? Where's the list of names? I just got a lot of questions. I'm not saying it's BS, but I'd like to know who they were. Where's the 2,000 arrests? That just feels like something that we would know more about. Baby Yoda says super gremlins on demon time. They are, man. They're like kamikaze pilots in World War II, just jacked up on meth and on kill missions. I mean, these are people that have no regard for human life or the value of human life because they don't value their life. Nobody gave them a hug. Nobody's told them they loved them. That ain't my problem. Let's take a break, come back, land the plane for the day. One person did say, real quick, said, Lord forbid you climate change one to defend yourself. Yeah, Pathfinder, that's exactly why I moved out of Jackson, because I knew if I ever had to climate change one of them, I would be the one in jail. Because, you can't eliminate a Chokwe Lumumba supporter. That ain't how it works around here. We'll be right back. All right, guys, thank you all so much for joining in today. James, the last comment says, just joined. Arayan Brotherhood attacks Metrocenter. What the F? Yeah, James, go back and listen to the show, man. It is a complete crap show over there. They're accusing the Arayan Brotherhood of attacking the Metro, stealing $1 million worth of copper, transporting it to Houston and selling it to the Mexican cartel. Yes, that's what they said, legitimately. You can go decipher if you believe it or not. I, for one, do not. Look, thank you, all the commenters today. This was by far our biggest day for comments. We've been doing the live streams now for about this is our third week of doing them. We got new cameras coming into the studio this afternoon. Well, it'll be a much crisper looking here. We'll have a guest. You'll be able to see both of us on the screen. A lot of cool stuff coming to the Clay Edwards show. Really excited about it. Thank you all. The numbers are getting better and better every day on these streams. We're finding ways to cut the content up and get more reels out of it and all that as well. So y'all stay blessed. Appreciate you. Look, get over there. Today's the last day to get the pre-order in for the FAFO hoodies. They are available at buyfafo.com. I'm going to order a few extra, but sizes will be limited, obviously. I'm only going to buy whatever the most popular sizes are, which is usually 2XL as far as keeping extra ones. So it'll be end of the month or next month before you'll be able to order or before you'll be able to get another one. We'll start another pre-order as soon as this one ends, but those run for a couple of weeks till we get to 50 pre-sold. And anyway, I'll show y'all a picture of it real quick before we get out of here. Baby Yoda, thank you for the compliment, my friend. Here is the black FAFO hoodie. I think it's gorgeous. It's actually going to have white drawstrings on it. It's a little higher end hoodie than the picture actually shows. And we have the new logo available also. The Mississippi Blackout tag, which I love. Here's a picture of it without like the strings in front of it. So get by to buyfafo.com. Support your boy. Get you a shirt. Get you a hoodie. And support the cause. Can't do it without you guys. Appreciate you. I'll see y'all later on the internet or back here tomorrow morning, one way or another. Peace out. Let me play my little outro. I hadn't done that on here yet. I like this.